episode of What's Cooking with Chef Marc. And you right now probably have your box of ingredients that you picked up at 300 West Sahara Avenue at the Ahern Hotel, where I am now employed and partnering up here to do my restaurants in the future. But more about that later. Let's go into what's in the box. And right now, the first thing you're gonna notice is this beautiful apron that we kind of made up, a nice logo and something for you to have cute in your home. And I'm gonna give my nephew Roman, come on in buddy, he's gonna be my assistant today and maybe several other days for this future that we're gonna do here as far as cooking and showing you some of the wonderful things. And today's a very special day, being the premiere of What's Cooking with Chef Marc. You're also gonna notice that we have a little bit of instructions, very detailed and beautiful pictures, everything that you need to make the lasagna that my father taught me as a child when we were growing up. And my nephew here, when he was, I don't know,
5 years old, yeah.
Tell him the story, bro, while I get things going here.
When I was 5 years old, I remember I was in the kitchen at his house. We would be standing at the stove with a big pot of pasta and peas. We would put cheese, butter, everything in there. And I'd be standing on top of a stool because I'm not even tall enough to reach the pot, right?
That was fun, yeah. Anyway, if it wasn't boxing, it was cooking that I was teaching my nephew all the time.
Always learning something new.
Right now, Roman, I'm gonna have you almost do a lot of this cooking because I wanna teach. And as I teach people at home, when I teach you, it's kind of gonna help everybody at home, because if you could do it, anybody can do it. So let's start out by talking about our ingredients. I just put some beautiful ground beef that comes in the box that's actually Angus beef, that's well seasoned and ready for you to saute or sear or bake, or however you want to cook your meat. We happen to have a pan here on this cooker and we're gonna warm it up and cook it, but of course, you know, I already have some cooked. But while you're doing that, you want to drop your pasta noodles. And we have plenty of pasta noodles that we made. Look at the beautiful color. And why is it this color of yellow? Look at that against your shove. You can see the beautiful color. And that's because why?
Because of the semolina flour?
Yeah, because of the semolina, very good. And then the 00 flour, and also because of the egg yolks we use.
The egg yolks, the nice, perfect eggs.
Awesome. So now we're gonna take this right here, and you're gonna get all this in your box, so don't worry about measuring or add. It's all gonna be there for you. Get your water boiling and salted. I put about a tablespoon of salt in this water right here, and that's gonna take only 2 minutes. So I have some ice water ready to receive that pasta and cool it off so we can handle it, and it also stops it from overcooking. We want it to be nice and al dente, even though it's fresh pasta. In about under 2 minutes, it's gonna be ready. So let's check on our meat, and that's cooking down a little bit, but really, I've already took some meat that I cooked, the same thing, and strained it in a strainer, because look what you have left over. You can see that, that's about a cup of, you know, the oil and things that came out of it, and we don't really want to put that in the lasagna. So we have enough juice that we're going to create with the sauce and mozzarella. So let's set the oil over here, and let's now take this right here, move everything out of the way, because we're going to now, my nephew is going to construct the perfect lasagna from my father's recipe. All right, bro, let me get the pasta out. And you start by adding a little sauce, because the instructions say right here, right? Pretend like you're following the instructions. The first thing you want to do is what we did, the meat, the pasta, and now if you notice on your sheet, you're going to see that we have the sauce here. So let's get the sauce I've already warmed up. Place it right here. Spread that around. And then I'm going to get the noodles out. You want to see how easy that is? Bring your water over here. We're going to put it right in here to cool it off. And that pasta is cooked. I'd say it's cooked perfect. What do you think? You cooking your pasta perfect at home? How's everybody doing over there, huh? Everybody happy? Something to do with the family right now? Everybody's together, having fun, getting your hands dirty? Let's let the nephew in here. Okay, now it's up to you. Let's go here. I'll move this out of your way. Bring them noodles forward. And let's go for it. Just kind of shake the water off a little bit. Slide it off. There you go.
Lay it down right here.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. So you're going to have a little, because this is bigger than the casserole, the container that you're going to have at home, this is a little bit bigger. So we have a lot of people to feed over here. That's why, you know, I got a lot of people watching me, and we got to feed about 10 people. So we're going to have 10 orders out of this. You're going to have a container that does about 6. Beautiful, Roman. Beautiful. Keep doesn't matter. No one's going to see what you later. You just want to overlap them. You want to overlap the bottom layer by about almost halfway. You're good. Now just take one. Put it right here. Get your knife, cut it in half, and then put it on the oven, like both pieces. All right, we've created the first layer of pasta, just as the instructions say, and now we're gonna add the meat. And the meat is already ready, like I showed you. You know, you'd be cooking it right now, you're probably cooking it right now, but it's gonna jump a little bit ahead of you. So here we go, let's put the meat in there, Ron, it's up to you. Here, you got an extra piece of pasta. Don't let it go. There you go. Put it right in. Perfect. Thank you. You know what to do. Go ahead. I'm going to give you the ingredients and you put it together and tell them what you're doing.
Okay. Right now I'm just flattening out all the meat right onto the noodles. You can push it up against the edge. Anything you want to do. It doesn't have to be perfect, just like you said. It's just a lasagna. No one's going to see the inside.
Now we're going to add a little sauce to that meat, and it's already seasoned perfectly. If I didn't say it already, this meat's going to be beautiful. I can smell it. I don't know if you can't smell it, but you know, there's a lot of things with our senses that we. Yes, 2 minutes. 2 minutes for the pasta, then put it in cool water. Even under 2 minutes. It does right around 2 minutes is perfect. And then we're going to take some sauce here. I was just answering a question from the computer. And now go ahead and take some cheese on there, just a little bit.
Which
we're
one
gonna,
first?
Either one. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So the mozzarella is very important to know that the only mozzarella that we use at any of my restaurants and my home is whole milk mozzarella. That's much better. If you ever see any cheese that says part skim milk, leave it there. You want to use the best. You want to have the creamy, stretchy cheese. You've got to have whole milk mozzarella. And this is a sheep's milk. Go ahead. Grating cheese. The Pecorino Romano is from Rome, and that gives it a nice big flavor. So you're going to get that in the box. You're going to get the mozzarella that I just talked about, and also the ricotta that we mix up with the beautiful flavors that you're going to get. That's on the instruction sheet. After we put the next layer of pasta on, which he's going to do right now, I'll explain to you the quality of the ricotta. The ricotta that I like to use at my restaurants are always going to be sheep's milk ricotta from Tuscany. But since we can't get things from Italy right at the moment, then we're going to do a really good high-end ricotta, again, whole milk ricotta cheese from a good provider here. So I like Grande. There's a couple Palio could have a good ricotta, as long as it's not all loose inside and watery. It has to be tight. If it is loose and watery, put it in a strainer or a cheesecloth overnight in the refrigerator. Okay, now he's got the second layer going.
Hey, Mark, I was wondering if I have a question. Is there any way that you can do anything to
Just rip it. Don't worry about it. You can rip it, you can cut it, it doesn't matter.
To the water or something to make it so the pasta doesn't stick when you have thick pasta like this.
It's not really gonna stick. I've seen people try to put oil in it. It doesn't work.
Okay.
Just move it around gently because you don't want to overstir it. You'll break this pasta, but it's perfect. Look how that's cooked and look how nice it is. So now you're home. You're layering your pasta. We're gonna put the cheese layer on the top now. So go ahead, Roman. You brought a spatula for that. Go right ahead. Start that.
The ricotta?
The ricotta. Beautiful ricotta.
This ricotta you can just eat like it is, huh?
Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's seasoned up nice. His father seasoned this, which is my brother, and he's upstairs in the kitchen right now working for a couple of parties. And you spread that out nicely. You brought a spatula for that?
Oh yes, I did.
Beautiful. A spatula. So what is the difference like in ingredients and what you want to go save a couple dollars and all that? When you shop for, like I do, I always try to bring the best. I try to bring the best quality of everything we're doing because at the end, you may not make as much money in the beginning, or it may cost you more to inventory your walk-in cooler and all that. But I've always believed that quality at the end will pay because the people recognize it. When they go out to eat and they eat somewhere and they get a salmon, for instance, and it's a little bit like chewy. Well, that's frozen salmon, or when you use New Zealand salmon or wild salmon with high omega oil, which we'll show you on upcoming episodes, then you'll see the difference. It eats like butter. And my customers know this because they've had it here before. So now he's spreading out the ricotta real nice, try to get on the edge. It's so hard, it's hard to move. Don't worry, it'll fall. When it bakes, it all spreads out and it all comes out nice at the end. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Just spread it out like he's doing. Beautiful job, bro. Beautiful. We're going to add a little more cheese to bind it together. Get this going. A little more Romano, a little more mozzarella. And now we're going to take it, and I, myself, touch it with a little sauce here. That's up to you. If you have a little sauce you save, because you're going to have sauce over when you're done cooking it, and it rests. Let's say this lasagna is going to rest for 20 minutes. Let's get the pasta going on there now. There you go. Beautiful. I'm going to drop a few more, just because. Looks like you might have used a little extra because we have such a large container here. You get the perfect amount at home for your container, but mine was a little bigger.
Yeah,
I have more right here.
okay.
There we go.
Let that cook for a little bit.
I've seen chefs make their own pasta before for lasagna and not even cook it. But I like to give it a little bit of cooking. Now we're going to cover that. Go ahead.
So what happens if you don't put it in ice water? Will it be okay?
As long as you're going to use it right away, it's fine. Okay, so now we have the top layer done. A little more sauce. And here's the trick, I don't know if you do this, but if you do any baking at home, whenever we bake here and do something like the lasagna we're going to do now, you want to cover it two ways. One with plastic wrap, and one after the plastic wrap, you put aluminum foil and you tighten it up, and then it goes in the oven at 375 for 35 minutes. It's all right here on your instruction sheet. So here we go.
Are you saying you put the plastic wrap in the oven too?
Yeah, don't worry about the plastic wrap. It's made for that. So you put the plastic wrap, saran wrap over the top, you put the tin foil. So now the lasagna is in the oven, and we don't have 35 minutes to wait. So you're gonna do that on your own. But I'm gonna show you the lasagna when it's finished, because of course I've already done this. So lasagna is gonna sit, and while your lasagna is sitting, it's a good idea to make the Caesar salad for your family and then stuff the cannolis. So now you've got everything done. You sit down, the lasagna, the Caesar, everything's ready. So let's go to that right now. We're gonna let this rest, and I'll show you what it looks like when we cut it in a few minutes. Now let's make the Caesar. Roman, get it up. Let's do it. Caesar salad stuff.
Caesar?
Here.
Oh, we got the lettuce over here.
Yeah, everything's ready. So here we go. And here's our dressing. And I'm going to talk to you while he spins the dressing into the salad. And I'm going to talk to you about the ingredients again. Special ingredients here. Go ahead. Okay. So he's doing the dressing, which we're going to do a show soon about how to make a real Caesar dressing. These are little gems, and I've always featured these in my restaurant as long as I can get them. It's like a romaine, but it's not even the same family, but it's like it. It's crunchy, it's crispy, it's fresh, and it's small. The whole head of lettuce is only this big. So you'll notice that on my menu it says little gem. Well, this is the little gem. So this is a little gem Caesar. And I take croutons that we bake in the oven, and when you get a crouton in your mouth from a Caesar, it almost cuts the roof of your mouth. It's not pleasant. So I like to crush them a little bit. You have one of these or just a bowl and a little, just crush them a little bit. So now the edges are going to be smoother, and there's a little bit of residual kind of a breadcrumb left over. And that's going to mix well in the Caesar and coat every leaf, and the dressing and the little breadcrumb mixtures are going to create such a nice crust and crunch, but they're not unpleasant, they're pleasant. And it also carries all that beautiful flavor of a real genuine Caesar salad. It shouldn't be white, it should be the color of what you're putting in there, which is the beautiful yellow color of the egg yolks you use. Okay, so now he has the Caesar. Let's plate that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have to put some salt and pepper in it.
Nah, it's already in there, but you know what? We're gonna put it anyway, because I do like touching it. So we're just gonna sprinkle this. Look at all that Caesar. This is what you get when you open the box right here. So you have plenty of salad for everybody. But again, we're here waiting for the lasagna to rest. So now we can take a little bit of the Romano cheese. Again, sheep's milk cheese from Rome. A touch of salt. And a touch of pepper that we put in a coffee grinder in the back to make it fresh. Fresh grind. So here's the salad. We'll put that over here. Okay, let's make the cannolis and get ready to eat the lasagna. Let's go, everybody. Let's get excited. Give me the cannoli shells, Ro. Let's have some fun here. I hope you're having fun at home, because I'm having fun right here at the new 300 West Sahara at the Ahern Hotel. I'm here, Chef Marc, cooking live for you. Let's stuff these up now. You remember how to do that?
I think we have a question here for you.
Oh, okay, what is it? They read it to me. Go ahead.
Are we cooking the meat all the way through, or just a little rare to let it cook more in the oven?
Cook it all the way through, not well done, but cook all the red out of it so that you get the juices to strain in the strainer. So then when you do mix it in with all the other stuff, you'll have plenty of juice left over, but you don't want it too wet. It'll just fall down. That's why we let it rest, because it sort of holds its form a little better. Let's get to the cannolis now. So what you do is you're gonna get these bags in your box. And if I'm getting ahead of you, the instruction sheet, you can follow along with that, and I'll answer any questions. I'm paying attention here, or my nephew is. So show them what we do now. You can have scissors or a knife, and all we're gonna do is cut that bag just big enough, like this much off the tip.
You want to make sure you pinch the tip too to push all the stuffing down.
See that? We taught him well a long time ago. Beautiful. Go ahead.
Right here.
Yeah.
You want to start right in the middle, and you can just squeeze it out.
Now that's the chocolate chip one. It's a vanilla base, beautiful impastata regatta. It's a special regatta, but you can use regular regatta too, as long as it's a little dry inside, not that clumpy, cheap. And then you get both of these filled up. Go ahead. And then we're gonna do a little sort of a chocolate chip on top. Go ahead.
You can do whatever you want here. You can do swirls, or you can just bring it out.
Beautiful, bro. This should put a little bit on top. This is a little chocolate chips. Throw it over the dish. And then the same thing with the pistachio one, and we have crumbled pistachio in the box that we can put on top. And the pistachio that I use, of course, is going to be from Bronte, Italy, where my friend Antonio sends that to me. But that's going to be another time. I'm going to do a lot of these beautiful things and show you my trips to Italy, some of the food that I loved when I was there, and bring it back for my menu. So now you have your lasagna ready to cut, and I want to show you a piece I already cut that's nice with sauce and mozzarella, and that's how your family could eat this. And there it is. And since it's a little fresh, you know, it doesn't stand up really high. Now, some people might argue that lasagna, traditional Italian lasagna, is made with bechamel. And they're right. It is made with bechamel in the old country. And had I gone to the old country and learned how to make lasagna, I'd be doing that one right now. But I want to attribute this to my father, who was a great man, and he's not with us any longer. And I'm going to show you that this lasagna that he taught us is made with regatta cheese. This is the New York style, East Coast lasagna. Some of you are familiar with that already. So here's the layers. Here's how it looks with the beautiful sauce on top. Everybody enjoy. God bless. I'm glad that you joined me today. I hope you join me in the future. And I'm now going to be able to give you some time to get your stuff together, and I'll answer any questions that might come across. What do you think?
I think this is a perfect meal.
You did all right, buddy. Thank you.